one of the things through everything that I've been dealing with in the last couple of years is I just realizing how much I was judging and not willing to forgive. Like, and I'm not even talking about other people. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm talking about forgiving me. I felt through that whole situation I felt stupid, and I felt really like bad, and I was judging myself on how, like, not trusting myself when I knew I should have left earlier, when I had the signs, and there was like we talked about I was ignoring those signs. I was ignoring those lessons. I was ignoring the things that were telling me, go, just go. And I mean, they were strong. They were screaming at me, and things that were happening to my body. Gaining 50 pounds in 5 months was still not a big enough do something. And then when I hit the wall, like with the semi truck so hard, I was mad at myself. Like, I just felt I don't even know how to explain it in a way of how deep it was for me. That, like, whatever you think you could think, it was like deeper than that. And it was just letting go of that judgment of how hard I was on myself. Like, I would literally like seclude myself for days and just beat myself up mentally. And just, like the Netflix and chill was not chill. It was Netflix and like check out. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because one of my self-love things that I do now is I will just and watch a show, but it's such a different feeling. It's not the checkout. It's really just I just want to watch a show that makes me laugh. Like we were talking. Yeah. I just want to laugh. And before it was check out, and I'm done. And just because I couldn't let that go, and being able to see how then I was judging others around me and like trying to blame and making it outside of me just to alleviate that upset on myself. Yep. And when I discovered I was just doing that just to help me feel a little better so I didn't beat myself up as bad, it was like, wow. Totally. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop judging them and me all at the same time. Let's just stop, and noticing the stupidest stuff, like even from like, I'd be getting like food at a restaurant and just the way the waitress put something down. And like, I would just have a thought sometimes of like, why doesn't she use her right hand? Who gives a crap? Right. Like
all the little thoughts we do have.
This stinking little, like those little stinkers, like, so then I started like playing with those funny ones because it actually helped me with the big ones to let go and forgive and just to have that freedom and stuff for myself. And then it was like, so then I found it was like here, there, like I wasn't even paying attention anymore I was just really living in forgiveness and really living in like letting shit go.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how powerful it is that you forgiving yourself was what allowed you to like forgive and stop judging other people, and then you just become so much more free and happy.
Yep, seriously.
It's crazy how that works, right? We like don't want to feel guilty or shameful, and so then we like put it on other people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it's like whatever you see out there is actually a reflection of yourself. Yeah. That's like, I think one of the biggest things I got to was forgiving myself. Because I didn't like really love myself at all, and I realized that after the brain tumor. But for me, it was just like really getting that, like what I did 10 years ago, what I did 15 years ago, I didn't know any better. So it's like expecting like a kindergartner to know calculus.
Yeah, really. It's like that expression of like. You can't learn everything at the same time. You can't learn every life lesson at the same time. We would never survive it.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to learn it in steps. Like we're going to learn it here, we're going to learn this lesson, and then we're going to learn this lesson, and we're going to learn this lesson. And so we have to be compassionate with ourselves.
Totally.
You can't be like perfect humans that are like get everything right on the first try. There's
and
no
compassion,
way.
I really like that because that's one of the things. Like I had compassion for other people, but I did not have compassion for myself. And I'm still working on that. Because I know I have very high standards for myself, and it's just like the awareness of that to be like, okay, no, I'm only human, and just actually having a reminder that that's, just like, hey, like, okay, I'm having an emotional roller coaster ride for the last month or so, and that's okay, you know, like being compassionate about it, you know, and just allowing.
It's like what allows us
Feeling
to
the feels, girl. Feeling the feels.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Man.
it's what allows us to move forward, right? Like if we're constantly like it only grows, like the negativity, right? All the judgment and the like lack of self-forgiveness, it just like makes it harder and harder and harder for us to like move, you know? Like it makes it harder for us to like, we get stuck. We get in that like contracted state. You're so negative, like you feel guilty and shameful all the time, right? And like then it makes life so much harder than it really is. And so
and then you feel it into like, I literally, just because of like all the stress my body's going through, like if I've told Donna this, like there was times where I'll even have like 2 wrong thoughts, like 2 thoughts of like, oh my God, I didn't do this. And next thing I know, like it's this major pain right in the middle of my gut. And it lasts for like hours, you know, and it's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
you know, it's
totally.
so not worth it.
And I think it's like important too. It's like, okay, it's good for us to be a little hard on ourselves, right? It's good for us to like regret things and to feel guilty about things for a period of time.
Right.
And you only have to do it for a period of time. And then it's about saying, okay, I'm not going to do it again. So how am I going to help myself not do that again?
Yeah.
Rather than like over analyzing and like keeping yourself like in that guilt for like a long period of time, because that doesn't help us either. Yeah, it doesn't help us either. I think that like for me, I learned, it was interesting. I learned forgiveness a long time ago for other people.
Yeah.
Like when I was young in high school, one of my best friends slept with my boyfriend. And then we ended up going to college together. And I wanted all of our friends to like come and be together, but we couldn't because our friend group was split because some people were on her side and some people were on my side. And I remember being like, this is not worth it. I would far rather us all be friends. So I'm going to forgive her so that we can all be together again. And it turned out perfectly. We ended up being roommates. We ended up being like best friends. I was in her wedding, like all of these things, you know, and I was like, oh, wow, forgiveness is awesome. Like me being able to forgive someone, but it never translated into myself. That took so much longer to be able to forgive myself. But, you know, like as I've gotten older, it's gotten easier to be like, okay, hold on. Is me being hard on myself really helping me right now?
Yeah.
Is it really
going back
like,
to that, what do I need right now?
Yeah.
What I don't need is judging
good.
and being hard
and
on myself.
I can just look and see like, okay, like I don't want to do that again. So what can I do next time? Or how can I like change how I reacted to the situation or what I did, right? That's all we can really do. That's it.